everyone, it's Inby. This is Loopy Pro, and I'm going to take you through how I make a looping template. And I haven't really thought it through what I want to do. I know I want to do something really short and not too complicated for now. And I'll have some percussion and maybe an Auv3 instrument. And I'm just taking you through, this is what you see when you first open up Loopy Pro. And on the bottom left, you have a mixer with one input. Now, I'm using an audio interface that's connected. So when I press on the bottom right, on the plus sign, and add hardware input, I've got 4 inputs. If you're just using headphones or the iPad audio, you'll just have 1 input. But guess what? You can press on that number 1, 20 times and make each one sound a little different if you want to put effects on it, and then mute and unmute them accordingly. So my mic is input 1, and I can just press 1 again. Now you're hearing me double, and we don't need to do that. All right. And then all these colors where it says destinations are the colors that are listening to me. So for example, if I click on them and I say none, and I press record on a loop, it doesn't have an audio source. So for now, under destination, let's just do all colors. Oh, we don't want that. Now, I've got no tempo set. What it means is that my first loop will dictate the tempo, and I don't work that way. But I'll just show you. Hey, stuck a douche, do do da. Hey, stuck a douche, do do da. Hey, stuck a. Amazing. So 115. All right. I'm going to clear that. I'm going to just manually set it. So I press those 3 dots on the top, and I'm going to go and do 115. And I like hearing a metronome. You can also see it. It makes me dizzy. What I want to make sure under clock settings, metronome, I want the metronome to come out of 3 and 4, not 1 and 2. So from now on, you will not be hearing my metronome because the audio that I'm recording here is outputs 1 and 2. If I lost you there, don't worry about it. All right. Okay, what I want is I'm going to press the pencil, and I want to think, how many loops do I want? Now, there's really no reason to overdub in Loopy Pro because you can have a billion gazillion loops. So I think I definitely like recording bubblegum. I've got my favorite instrument here, and maybe I'll try using these leaves. Let's start with 4 loops. So I'm just gonna, if I take a loop and drag it down, I can throw it in the trash, or I can select a bunch, throw them in the trash. We'll start with 5. Now, what I like to have on my main page is a volume slider for each loop. In case something gets too loud, I don't have to go into the mixer. I can control it here. So on the bottom menu here with the pencil menu, around the middle, there's a slider. And I'll just make it, trying to change the shape. Yeah, let's just make it this shape. And this shape. I also like to have a little button for soloing. Okay, so I'm going to make this. So I pressed on it, value change, clip action, adjust parameter. The target is a specific clip. And now I've got the volume. And I want this to be that when I press it, it will solo, the target being this specific clip. Okay? And actually what I'm going to do is delete everything. And this is a nice little shortcut. I'm going to select all of it. I'm going to copy and paste it. And yeah, now if I just show you on clip 4, I press the slider, it's adjusting clip 4 volume. So that's a nice little shortcut. And this is the colors menu. So pencil, and then you've got this grid, and then the colors. And just to make it pretty, let's just make it pretty. What colors mean is channels. So in my mixer, each color gets a channel, and I can treat it differently. Meaning, let's say for the orange, under effects, I can put like a really long delay, but on the yellow, I can just have it be clean, and on the blue, I can put something else. So in this case, when I'm doing something, I'm going to do something pretty simple. I don't need 4 different channels. I'll treat all of my percussive things probably the same, but we'll see. I can always change the colors later. So what I also want is to have another widget, this button over here. I'm going to press on it. I'm going to tell it that when I press, and I'm just going to type in unmute. It's going to take me to audio source actions. Mute. Oh, this is in the way, isn't it? Get out. I don't know how much you can see my screen, but audio source action, mute, unmute, yes. Now, the action is toggle, meaning when you press it, it will mute. You press it again, it will unmute. And I need a target, and my target is my input. And if I had gone into the mixer and pressed this number 1 under my input and press, I can give it a name. So let's just call it mic. So now, yeah, it's muting, unmuting mic. That's very important. And I'll make a slider. Don't need to be that big. And I'll have it be a value change. Under audio source actions, adjust parameter, I'm going to select my mic, and this is now going to adjust the gain. So again, I don't have to go into my mixer. If I hear that my mic is too loud, I just do this. But now you can hear me again. Cool. Okay, now this is my personal looping preference. It differs from lots of people. I'm sure some people like to do it this way as well. But my stuff is usually sort of pre-planned. So often I'll know ahead of time how long I want a loop to be. So how I do that is I can swipe up on a loop or use my pencil tool and click on a loop. I'm going to swipe up right now. And I want to set the length ahead of time. I think I want this to be 2 bars. Okay? And I think I don't want it to be 2 bars and 3 beats. Just to make it interesting, I'll make this 4. Okay. Yeah, I think I might be ready to loop. But let me just take it a step further. After I loop, how am I going to still have fun? I'm going to put an effect on, all right? And I'm going to put the effect in my mixer just for simplicity's sake on the master channel right now. There are a lot of ways you can put effects. You can make a bus. You can put it directly under each color. I can, of course, have the effect be on the microphone, so I'm recording stuff with an effect on. But I'm just going to put it on the master channel and just my favorite, which is Tornado. And yeah, let's start looping. Oh, I didn't name my widget. Gotta use the pencil tool and then gotta call this something. And on the top right, I don't know if you can see, where it's gray, I can have it be colorful. Let's make it colorful. Great. Okay, that was too quiet for me. The metronome is so loud in my ears, I'm going to make a slider. I'm going to call it metronome. and value change. And I'm just going to type in metronome, and it will pop up an option that says adjust metronome volume. Yes, please. Yeah, that was just loud in my ears. Take 2. Okay, as I was looping, I thought of something I want to show you, which is on the top right corner, clip settings. We've got playback settings and recording settings, and gestures and follow actions, which are very important things that I don't think I'm going to get to today. Playback settings are, so play quantization for me is set to loop. And if it was set to none, which usually it is, I don't know who messed with my settings. If it's set to none, it means while my clock is playing, as soon as I click on this orange loop, it should start playing without any consideration of where my metronome clock is. Right? But if it was set to clip settings, playback settings, to master or loop, it will wait for the if it's set to loop, it will wait for the beginning of the loop. If it's set to master, it will wait for the next one, right? So for our example, let's just change playback settings to master, and it's going to wait for the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same with stopping. I can have different setting for starting and stopping. I just set them both to master. So it's going to wait for the one and then stop it. So that's under clip settings, and can have it be custom. What else do I want to show you here? I think that's all. Oh, we didn't talk about one shots. I'm going to put in a one shot and show you. Hold to play one shots is important. So a one shot is not a donut. It's the third option from the left because I'm not using MIDI right now. And let's make it a new color, yellow. No, green. So, woo! Hold to play, right? Under clip settings, playback settings, when we went to the bottom, hold to play one shots. If this option is off, then when I press that one shot, it will play from beginning to end. And I like to be more in control of it and mess around with it more. So hold to play one shots is great for me. Record if empty is up to you, meaning if it's empty and you press, do you want it to record? And so if it's hold to play, I can right, have more flexibility. And if it's playback settings, not hold to play, it's going to play through. So I use both, depends. Gee, I have this keyboard here and I haven't used it. All right, let's use it. Let's use it in two different ways. I'm going to bring in an instrument, a virtual instrument, and use my keyboard to play it. And I also want to control this one shot with one of these pads. I don't want to touch the screen. I don't feel like it. So let's actually start with that. Let me go to the top right. Control settings. So anything MIDI is under control settings. And I want this to be a project profile. Let's not go into why, but you probably do too. And let's just make a new profile. And let's call it woohoo. Okay, add new binding. So I'm adding a new MIDI binding. Play stop, first option. what is my target? It's a specific clip called 5. And do I want to record if empty? No, I don't want my keyboard to record it if it's empty. I'm not interested. Action is toggle. Sure. Quantization. And yeah, this looks fine. But I need to now, once I went back, trigger unassigned. So it's listening. And I'm going to just press a pad. Got it. So now, actually, let me go press here where it says G sharp. And I don't want it to be on. I want it to be on/off. Okay? So now, woo! 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 I can control. Woo! So if it was on, I would just press and it would play all the way through. But now that it's on/off, I've got full control. Woo! 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 I feel like we need to play around with the pitch of that. Okay. Let me do it in 2 different ways. I'm going to bring in a slider and press on it. Nope, I'm going to press on it. First, I'm going to change the color over here on the right so it matches the clip. I want this to be a value change. The top option, adjust parameter under clip actions. And again, I need to choose the target and the parameter. I don't want this controlling the volume. That's very boring. I want it to control the pitch. And automatically it goes really far down, really far up. I'm going to change this to 12. 12 down. So, and as you can see, if you press it, you can get really specific. Really specific. It's crazy, but we don't need that. There we go. Now, I'm not done. This is really important. Go back. What I'm going to do is tell it when I double tap, assign the pitch back to 0. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself lost. Your clip has changed pitch and you don't know what it's changed to and you're stuck with it. So it's really important to have this negating action, this zeroing back action. And you can have it any way you like. Maybe when you release, maybe when you whatever you want. I like to do it under double tap. And clip actions, adjust parameter. And the target, right? Same target. And the parameter is pitch and the value is 0. So now I can take this all the way down. And when I double tap the slider, woo, it's back to normal, right? So I can take it all the way up. Double tap. Woo! Very important. And so that's a nice slider, but maybe I want to use one of these knobs to control the pitch. Let me show you. I'm going to go. Okay. Let me show you 2 ways. Quick way, which it's a shortcut, so it sometimes leads to issues, but it's a shortcut. So on the bottom, we have MIDI Learn. First thing you need to know when you press MIDI Learn is on the top left. Right now it says project, but I don't want this under project. I want this under my woohoo. So make sure I'm going to even uncheck that. Okay, so that's important. Otherwise, you might do some damage to a different control port file. So now that I'm set to the right project, as you can see, there are so many clickable things, right? Like the play on top, if I press it, any of my clips. So I'm going to press this pitch slider. And all I have to do is now touch a knob. And it got it, right? It's listening. Yeah, I do want it to adjust continuously. I don't want to toggle. So toggle mode meaning you're choosing 2. Let's say you want it to go down an octave and up an octave. And so every time you touch it, it will go to one of the 2 options. No, I want to adjust continuously. So let me show you. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. That's that. Okay, so now let's bring in an instrument. I'm going to go into my mixer. I'm going to press the plus sign on the bottom right. And I want to add audio unit instrument. It's the second option from the top. And I'm going to look for my, J6 Synth 1. Brand new. I just got it. I've never used it. I mean, I opened it for a minute, and it's free and beautiful. So just so you know, it's free. And J6 Synth 1. Let's bring that in. All right. So look, I've got this instrument, and I'm pressing my keyboard, and nothing is happening except my mic hearing this. So what I need to do, again on this plus sign, is add MIDI, right? This is a MIDI keyboard. I need to add it. So add MIDI. And this MIDI keyboard is called MPK Mini 3, and I'll see it as one of the options as long as it's connected. So got that. It's still not going to play the instrument. The mixer is now registering it, but I need it to know that it's playing the synth. Okay, so under destinations, gonna click. Oh, yeah, that's loud. Okay, now I'm gonna make a widget to make the synth accessible. Okay, let me move that, the metronome volume. I want this to unmute and mute my synth. And what I like to do, and again, you can do it in so many different ways, is the button that mutes and unmutes it. When I swipe up on that button, it opens up the interface for the instrument. I do the same for effects. Swipe up, it opens the interface for the effect. And so I'm going to go to swipe up. I'm going to type, nope, going to type effect. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not effect. I'm going to type audio, toggle audio unit interface, and the target is this. Okay, so, I got to give it a name. J6. I don't know what that means. Oh, let's give it a color. Let's make it happy. Okay. And I think it's always useful to have a gain button for every input. I admit I don't always do it, but I just think it's useful. So again, audio, I want to adjust audio unit parameter. This is my target, and the parameter is the main. Sorry, I'm going to do this a different way. I'm going to delete that. I want to, under audio source actions, adjust parameter. Target is this, and the parameter is gain, right? Let's see what else we can control. Input, gain, balance. Yeah, whatever. Great. So now when I swipe up, I'll get this, and I'm just going to go to one of the presets. Very nice. I like that. Okay. Let's say in a live performance, guys, I'm freestyling this. Nothing was planned. Let's say in a live performance, there are two sounds in that same audio unit that I know I want to use. And in a live performance, I don't feel like opening the interface and scrolling through. I can have a shortcut on my main page. You can do this different ways. So let me just show you some of them. Maybe I'll show you two. So in this menu, I'm going to go to that teardrop looking thing on the right side, third from the right. Press on it, select item, and audio source actions, select audio unit preset. Now, you need presets. It won't always, it really depends on the audio unit itself. Sometimes the presets they've made will show up on Loopy's menu, and sometimes they won't, and it's easy to just make your own preset. Let's see. Is it going to show me? Yeah. So in this case, this is great. All of their presets show up automatically. Now, that's a shit ton of presets. So let's select none. Okay. And which ones did I like? Analog high strings. And I'm going to do, I'm guessing, I don't know what it sounds like, old tremolo keys. Okay. So, and I want to give this a color. And So as you can see, I have two items, and I can even give them names. Let's just call it A and B for now, because I don't remember what they're called. That didn't work. Okay, I don't know what the A and B are for. But it's automatically actually showing the preset name, which is so great, so useful, awesome. Okay, so ooh, that was a nice guess. Another way, under pencil, you could also, the one to the left of that teardrop, I think both button grid and radio buttons, you can set them up to be different presets. So button grid, button 1, when you press, audio source action, select audio unit preset. So it's the bottom choice under audio source actions. And the action is to select a preset, yes. And I'm going to choose a preset. So analog, high strings. And then I can go to the next one. And look, I'm going to make this be just 2 by deleting them. So you swipe right and delete. And I can now choose, I can do it again and then have 2 options. So you could do it that way. And the third way is, again, on the same thing, radio buttons. Same thing. I think it's just a different shape. I might be wrong. Michael, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I don't use these very much. So, yeah. So those are some of the ways that you can do that. And now I really like this. And let's open up the mixer. Right now, this instrument under destinations is going into all of the colors. And I'm not interested in that. What I'm going to do is record that into, I'm going to do none. I'm going to record it into blue and pink. And I'll have my mic record into the other 3. So I like as much separation to make clean loops, because if my mic is unmuted and I'm recording the instrument, that same loop might record these sounds. And there is no need for that, because I can just think ahead of time, what color do I want the instrument to be on? And yeah, let's clear all of these. And what color do I want the mic to be? And right now, it's just not going to record anything because it's not listening to my mic. And this loop is not listening. Nope, it's not. So you can get really clean loops that way. Okay, so I've got 2 inputs. You couldn't hear any of that, could you? Okay, I'll use the camera mic. Okay, so what I'm saying is you can make things really clean. And what I'm going to do now, just not to get confused, is change the color of this. And this is just weird. I'm going to make it 2 bars, same as everything. You know what? No, I'm going to make these unset because I don't know how long I want to play for. So I'll record some percussion and then I'll record some keys. And then who knows? Just to make it nicer, I'm going to swipe up. And I'm going to make them not be so mono. So I'll take this a little bit left. and I'll swipe up on the yellow one and I'll make it a little bit to the right. It's just nicer. And maybe just to give an example, I want a little bit of reverb. All right, let me go to the mixer and let me do something that I never do. No, I'm not going to do it live. I'll practice at home. I just never use buses. I don't know. I didn't like that workflow, but I know that a lot of people do, and maybe they're onto something. So I'll show you buses in another one. What I'm going to do is under the orange channel effects, I'm going to bring in BLEASS reverb and make it not so noticeable. Let's see. And now when I press under effects under the yellow, see on the top, the first options it gives me are effects I already have on. So I can use the same reverb, right? Reverb A for orange and yellow. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. What just happened? It just decided to be... I don't like this. It just decided to be one bar. So either it's a bug and we'll report Michael and he'll fix it in 20 seconds, or clip settings, playback settings. I don't see anything here. Recording settings. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to waste this tutorial on that. I'm going to swipe up. I'm going to set this as 4 bars and just go from there. And I'll probably figure it out in a few minutes. That was on purpose. I had to give it a twist. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll figure it out and let you know. What I feel like doing now is adding some drums. And what I do for that, and again, there are a lot of different ways you can use. So I can use something like an audio unit interface, audio unit called, what are you called? What are you called? Oh, Digisticks, which is like a drum machine. But what I like to do is have, and I'll just show you quickly and then we'll be done with this. I'm going to make one-shots and I'm going to bring in some drum one-shot samples. And then I can just play them and kind of do the finger drumming thing. And that's the way I enjoy doing it. Okay. But I'll just do it really simple. So first I need a one-shot. It's that third thing from the left is an audio one-shot. The one next to it, because I'm using the 2.0 beta, is a MIDI one-shot. And I'm not talking about MIDI right now. And let's have two. And let's give them a new color. And I'll press. So I'm pressing one. And on the top right, I have an import button. It's this arrow. And let me see, drum one-shots. And let's just, the problem is you can't, I haven't figured out a way to listen before importing. And I don't know what these are. So I'm just going to bring in the first one. And because, you know, we're just, yeah, whatever. Sounds good. Sometimes time stretch will be on. Don't use time stretch. It will make the kick sound weird. Okay. So close and, ooh. Right. And I'm going to swipe up on the other one shot, or I could use the pencil and click on it. And again, on the top right, I'm going to import document picker, drum one shots, snare. And again, I don't remember what these are. So I'm just selecting the first one, making sure it's not time stretched. I can press play here. Sounds fine. No, I don't like it. What is this going to do? No. No, I don't like it. I'm going to go back. Document picker, drum one shot, snare, second one. Okay. Time stretch. No, thank you. Import. And now I have and I'm going to map them to this. So shortcut, MIDI Learn. Make sure I'm in the right profile. And I'm just going to press on it. And then I'm going to press a pad. And I don't want to record if empty. And what happened when I pressed the pad, I don't know if you noticed because it was quiet. It was playing my instrument, my Auv3 instrument. And I'm going to fix that. And the action is play stop. That's great. Press on the second one. It's different pad. Don't want to record if empty. And great. Oh, close. Close the MIDI mapping. I'm going to go to the mixer and press on my synth. All right, on the top, on that picture. No, that's not what I'm going to do. What? Okay, sorry. Under MIDI, under your MIDI keyboard, press on where the synth is showing up in destinations. I clicked on it. And right now it's playing on all channels, and I'm just going to change it to channel 1. And it's no longer playing when my pads are playing. So, pretty important. That could be really embarrassing. And I might want to play the drums live, or I might want to record these drum one-shots into a loop. So let me bring in an audio loop. So first on the left, and give it a whole new color. And let me show you how I'm going to make sure these, actually, I need to do a few things. In this particular instance, this play/stop option is not good for me because I do want it to play the whole way through. I don't want a kick that's like cut off. So let me press on it again, and the action, play. Same here, action, play. Okay, and close. And now in my mixer, I've got purple, right? I want purple to go into this turquoise. So I'm going to tell purple under destinations to go into, oh, it's called Aqua. That's great. That's a great color. All right. So you can see that under Aqua sources, it's listening to purple, and it's actually not listening to anything else, not my mic, not the synth. And now, see, this isn't recording anything. This is some setting I'm not I know I can. It's some setting I messed up on, which is making this be, I think, it's making it be 1 bar when the length should be unset. So let's make it 2 bars. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to record. Not recording anything because it's waiting for these. Use that solo button. I've lost it. Okay. I think this was so much more than I planned on doing, and I hope it was helpful and useful, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. My goal is to start doing YouTube Lives every week, and I would love to take you through whatever you want to know about Loopy Pro, and so feel free to ask, and thank you. And if you feel like supporting, I've got a link for a PayPal thing, and it would help a lot and mean a lot, and have a beautiful day.